Welcome to IDT Talks. My name is Anastasia Lavrina, and today we have a very special guest, Meike van Ginneken, Water Envoy for the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Welcome to our program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. It's a big honor for us to host you in our university. And let me ask you a couple of questions about COP29, a very big event which is going to take place in Azerbaijan in November 2024. Well, from the Netherlands standpoint, how important is COP29 in advancing global climate goals? And what specific contributions or initiatives is the Netherlands planning to bring to the conference?
COP29 is very important. The UNFCCC project on climate mitigation and climate adaptation brings the world further because climate change is a global issue. So at COP29, financing will be a very important topic, but also climate mitigation and climate adaptation remain important topics. As the Water Envoy of the Netherlands, I'm very much interested in climate adaptation because water is how people feel climate change, and water can be the engine of climate adaptation. So in our discussions this week with the COP presidency, we've discussed how we can work together on putting water on the agenda, climate adaptation on the agenda, and on a presidential initiative on a dialogue for water and climate.
Great. In your opinion, how is Azerbaijan preparing for hosting COP29? What role does a host country typically play in sharing the conference agenda and the future development?
Azerbaijan heard about being the COP president very late. Brazil, who's hosting next year, actually knew that they're hosting next year before Azerbaijan knew it. So I'm very impressed by how Azerbaijan has taken some time to prepare, but just in the past few weeks, in July, actually are now coming up with their plans. Being the chair of the COP is actually complex because you're the chief negotiator, you're also the host of a huge conference, and there's a big thematic program with initiatives, with dialogues, with civil society, with, of course, central government, but also local governments and with the private sector. And I think the COP presidency, Azerbaijan is doing all these things, preparing for the negotiations, making sure they host a good conference, and making sure that the discussion outside of the negotiations also bring different topics forward.
Excellent. And from your perspectives, why COP29 is an important platform for addressing water relations challenges? I mean, this is the key issues which we're talking today during the lecture. Water-related issues, COP29, how does it interconnected?
Look, sometimes these COP discussions are very academic. And if you're a normal citizen, a normal people, how do you feel climate change? How do you know that climate change is happening? Because of water, because your house floods, or because your harvest fails, because the rains are late. So water is how climate change manifests itself for normal people. So if water is the problem, water can also be the solution to climate adaptation. And that's why water is and should be central to the COP29 discussions and to the discussion at any COP. Because if we manage our water resources better, we can make sure that we still have enough food to feed the world population and that we have good livelihood for everybody despite climate change.
So COP29 is a good platform for the country's representatives to talk about water-related issues to find the common solution.
Yes, we need to find common solutions in these discussions. We have all the governments of the world here, but we also have universities, including your own university, and of course, civil society and the private sector here, because we need to all come together. Climate change gives a lot of uncertainty, so none of us know all these solutions, but if we think together, we act together, and we raise our ambitions together, we can actually make sure we mitigate climate change so it doesn't get too bad, but at the same time already adapt because we know that climate change is happening now.
One more question about your expectations and possibilities of this platform. What outcomes or agreements are you hoping to see emerge from COP29, especially in terms of advancing international climate action and commitments?
Yeah, the big topic at COP29 is the financing. We need to agree globally on a new number, a new volume of climate finance, international climate finance. This is difficult, and I'm sure the COP will always be one more day than you do, but I also have full confidence that under the presidency of Azerbaijan, and with everybody willing to make consensus and to be good diplomats, we'll come to a new figure and we'll make a step forward on climate finance.
Thank you so much. Highly appreciate your time.
Thank you.